Hello all my e-learners and welcome back to AZ Lessons one more time. This is me, John back again, and today's lesson will be about how to write a body part for the writing task 1 of the IELTS examination. In the previous lesson we learned the strategies for writing the introduction part, and today we will continue that lesson and you will be presented some tips for making an effective body part and a list of synonyms which can be useful for you while you are writing the task 1. So take your pens and pencils and the notebook for writing down all the strategies and vocabulary and tips which are useful for you during this lesson. And stay with us. Are you ready? Now let's go. Here is the column graph that we have written an introduction for. Before starting the body part of our report, we must consider whether it's a static data or a movement data chart. What is the difference between them? Now I will elaborate on both of these types. So pay attention to this new chart, and it is an example for a static data chart. There is only one time scale for a static data, but categories can be different and numerous. Therefore, you must compare the figures of categories in only one time scale. For instance, you can be asked to make a report on the numbers of tourists from 3 European countries, namely England, France, and Spain, in 1995. Here is only one time scale and it is 1995. But however, a movement data chart can illustrate numbers in different categories in various years. Let's take this chart as an example. You must describe the figures of tourists from above mentioned 3 countries from 1995 to 1997. You have to compare the numbers from one time scale to the other one. Look at again our column graph one more time. Which type of 2 chart groups does it belong to? Yeah, you are right. It's a movement data chart because we have 11 time scales starting from 1985 ending in 1995. The trend is only one: numbers of Japanese travelers in abroad in 11 years. And the scales of the numbers range from 0 to 16 million. Now everything is clear. But what else do we need to write the body part? The most important aspects of the chart are the trend in the first year and in the last year, then the changing process between 2 years. If you have noticed that the whole period shows growing numbers except from 1991. There was a small decline in that year. Now it is high time to write all we have got from the graph. Here is my example of the body part for the given column graph. Just listen to me. I'll read it aloud. Starting from approximately 5 million in 1985, the number of Japanese travelers went up gradually until it reached 11 million in 1990. Then it saw a slight fall to just higher than 10 million in the second year of the new decade. Then it again grew, and the last 2 years experienced a faster increase than previous 9 years in the question. As usual, I have lots of synonyms and tips for avoiding the unnecessary repetitions in the body part. And the first word which has its own synonyms in our body part is approximately. So approximately means about. So the approximately 5 million means it's not exactly 5 million. It can be both more than 5 million or less than 5 million. It is around 5 million. So the synonyms are here: about, roughly, somewhere or something in the region of, or somewhere in the vicinity of. You can change approximately with any one of these words or structures in our list. Let me give you one example. Now I am going to change approximately with the structure somewhere in the region of. Starting from somewhere in the region of 5 million in 1985, the number of Japanese travelers went up gradually until it reached 11 million in 1990. Have you learned how to change this word with its synonym? Very good. Now let's turn to the next synonym. And it is went up. So you know went up is the past form of go up. And go up means rise, increase, climb, or grow. Just listen to me one more time and I'll change went up with, let's take increase. Okay, starting from approximately 5 million in 1985, the number of Japanese travelers increased gradually until it reached 11 million in 1990. And you can change the went up with any of these words in the list. They can be rise or climb or grow. It's up to you. And next word is gradually. So gradually means that it's not a high level of change or a low level of change. It is kind of normal. So the synonyms for gradually are moderately, modestly, and fairly. You can say that starting from approximately 5 million in 1985, the number of Japanese travelers went up moderately until it reached 11 million in 1990. Usually the test takers have some kind of trouble and the problem of unnecessary repetition during the time of writing the task 1, because in the writing task 1 we are given lots of numbers and percentages. Therefore it is sometimes a tough task for the test takers to find an equivalent for the given numbers. For being expert on this task, you must know lots of words and you must be able to make a new word combination or structure by using the words that you have learned by heart. And the first one in my example is the second year of the new decade. So what does it refer to? It refers to a year of 1991, because the time scales started from 1985 and ended in 1995. So here we have two decades. The old one was 1980s and the new one was 1990s. So the second year of the new decade was 1991. By writing this structure, you can avoid to repeat the numbers or year. And the second tip for avoiding the repetition is the last 2 years. The last 2 years in the question, what can they be? So they can be the 1994 and 1995. Now pay attention to my second sentence. Then it again grew and the last 2 years experienced a faster increase than previous 9 years in the question. If you can remember the last 2 years, so faster growth than the other years. So by the help of this structure, I have avoided another unnecessary repetition of the 2 years. And the last previous 9 years in the question. So it means that those 9 years are before 1994. So here we have the equivalent and it is 1985 and 1993. Well, e-learners, I hope that today's lesson was also a good and useful for your learning process, that you are increasing for the IELTS examination day by day by watching my video lessons. Now, as usual, I will give you homework again. Yes, you can remember that column graph easily because it was given for you the last time for writing an introduction part. And today, by learning the all strategies and the sentence structures, you must write a body part for this column graph. Now, thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for my channel and like and share my videos. And until next time, take care of yourself and see you.